So I'll read the contribution of Antonella Pietrogrande. The contribution is about experimentation and innovation in the Veneto's agricultural landscape of the 18th century. The Italian regions, acquisition of landed properties in the terraferma by the Venetian aristocracy is already documented in the 12th century. The phenomenon becomes larger in 16th century when the Republic stimulates with vast works of reclamation the installation in the terraferma of rustic villas with courtyards and barchesse, garden and broli. The villas, with their regular cultivation, constitute a sign of identity of the Venetian landscape. In Veneto, there is a close relationship among architecture, garden, and landscape. The villa is not closed on itself, but with a whole series of perspective axes, and with the mediation of the garden, it connects to the cultivated fields, to the hills, to the wood. During the second half of the 18th century, because of the decline of Venice, even if in Veneto is a closed region in comparison with the advanced European cultural tendencies, the most cultured land owners embrace the innovative ideas, especially French and English, which support the exploitation of the earth through the introduction of more rational and productive cultivations. It is exactly from this cultural debate that takes life the Venetian agrarian reformism of Enlightenment origin. The entrepreneur Niccolò Tron, who was born in 1685, is considered the point of reference of the Venetian agrarian reformism. Ambassador of the Serenissima in London, where he meets Newton and the principal English agronomists of this age, he acquires new scientific and economic knowledge. Returned in Venice, he used his estates the most advanced agricultural methodologies. To combat floods of the Adige River, Tron realized the system of canalization and raises some banks along which he plants elms, alders, willows, and poplars. He experiments new tools and technique of plowing to improve the productivity of cereals, hemp, and flax. For the breeding of the livestock, he adopts the English model, increasing the production of alfalfa, purple medic, and the loans for the pasture to get a good milk. Profits are documenting good pictures of the reorganization and the conduct of his possession, as evidenced by the essay by Jan Gorgelin, which examines the management of the Tron Great Agriculture Fund in Anguillara, in the south of the province of Padua. Niccolò Tron demonstrates a great entrepreneurial spirit also in other of his properties. At the fund of Catron, situated in the provinces of Treviso and Venice, of about 600 fields bordering the lagoon, the enterprising owner starts a new cultivation of rice. It can be concluded that the considerable entrepreneurial operation of Tron, intended to create greater profits, are also important environmental transformation of desolate lands in agrarian landscape endowed with a diffused aestheticity. The result of human industriousness provides the territory with the regular warping of cultivated fields and canalization. A connection between the aesthetic aspect of the garden and the cultivated and productive countryside occurs with Filippo Farsetti, born in 1703, a figure anticipating the link between modern and profitable agricultural enterprise and the new spirit of the garden. In the vast properties of Polesine, where he owned a palazzo, a building, he integrates agriculture with cattle breeding. In his Sala estate in the provinces of Padua, Treviso, and Venice, he cultivates in an innovative way meadows and valuable vines, which he brought from Burgundy. As a crowning achievement of the great agricultural property, he creates an impressive complex with villa and attached rustics, vast gardens, and a botanical garden. He realizes 2 hydraulic machines to lift the water up to the gardens and the palace and for irrigation. He then restructures the family palace, taking as a model the villa of Emperor Adrian in Tivoli. Farsetti, this is the Veduta di Sala, and Farsetti pursues productivity not only in agricultural land, but also in the vast area around the building, where he creates a vegetable garden and an orchard. Even the 3 ornamental wood have an economic purpose, as they produce firewood and timber for construction. In the garden are inserted elements of practical use, in particular for the capture of birds, such as the aviary in the form of ragnaia with a system of nets, and the roccolo, figured as a circular grove, and the cage for the breeding of pheasants. Behind the gardens are the stable and the building for the production of butter and cheese. The estate of Angelo Querini, born in 1721 in Altichiero, in the Paduan territory, is perhaps the most significant example of the application of the new ideas of physiocratic agriculture in Veneto. Querini connects the idea of garden with the countryside that is cultivated and a source of income with the landscape and its embellishment. The guiding principle of the Venetian patrician is that one that can profit from any land by giving it at the same time the beauty of a garden. As we know from the book Altichiero by Giustiniana Wynne Rosenberg, published in 1787 from the villa, Querini can enjoy a wide view of the estate, where he combined the lawn with the breeding of animals, creating a landscape pictures according to the model of English gardens. In the part of his estates named Saggio di Agricoltura, he implements a whole series of new agricultural experiences, giving a new type of setup to the cultivations. Instead of the usual rows of trees married to the vines that shade the crops, Querini has created some wide bands of lawn, facilitating in this way the labors of manuring, harvesting, and reaping. The mulberries cultivated for the breeding of silkworms are planted outside on the longer side of the lawn. Between a plant and another is placed a wing that supports the vines, whose branches rise in festoons on the mulberry trees. This type of cultivation, which creates long perspective of inverted green arches, gives also an aesthetic value to the Altichiero campaign. The only 18th century agricultural complex still existing among those mentioned is the estate of Catrone, now located in the municipalities of Roncade, Treviso, and Meolo, Venice. With an area of over 1,000 hectares of intact land, Catrone is the largest non-fractional agricultural land in Veneto. The fund, consisting also of a 19th century building with a landscape park recently restored and about 40 farmhouses, was purchased in 2000 by Casamarca Foundation to start a series of projects ranging from eco-compatible and biological agriculture to high education, archaeology, research in biotechnology, and tourism. This large estate was purchased in 2012 by Cattolica Assicurazioni, which confirmed its willingness to keep the fund intact. I've finished. So, thank you.